Welcome back to Sports Night Niagara. I'm Jeremy White. We turn things over to the men's hockey team, and as I mentioned, we'll catch up on some Z's. Paul Zanette and Mark Zanette, a brother tandem that are playing for the Purple Eagles, and we have the older brother, Paul Zanette, with us to start things off. And you've got the playoff beard going on. Is that what this is? It's not the playoffs yet, but...
Yeah, no, it's a team our thing's doing. I mean, we only got 7 or 8 games left, and we want to get on a roll, so we figured let's make it playoff time. The CHA playoffs are only 2 games long, so we're starting our beards now.
So how much of what you're talking about right there when you say it's time to get rolling, it's not exactly the playoffs, but you've got to peak at the right time. Mm-hmm. And for this team this season, is now feeling like a time where you might actually be able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't been able to put a stretch of wins together this year yet. I think 2 is our highest. And, you know, you said it right, we want to peak at the right time. So if we get rolling now and 6-7 games from now when we're really rolling, then it's going to be good. And
inside the CHA, Bemidji has been out in front for most of the season, but it's not like they're unbeatable. There was a game just about a month ago. You guys took care of them at Dwyer Arena. So how much does that do for the team's confidence? Not just that you were able to beat the first-place team in the division, but you have the tournament at Dwyer. So if you're able to get in a matchup with Bemidji, you know that you've already beaten them.
Well, yeah, that's huge. I mean, that's helped us a lot. We haven't hit the panic button at all. We know we've beaten every team in the actually minus Alabama, but we've beaten Robert Morris, we've beaten Bemidji at home. We know we can beat them, so we know if we get ready and prepare for this tournament, we're gonna do well.
Speaking with Paul Zanette, his brother Mark is waiting in the wings. We're going to talk to him about you, and we're going to talk to you about him. Mm-hmm. I guess, how are you better than him? I'm just going to make this a nice sibling rivalry segment here. How are you better than him?
I don't like to rib him too much. He's a great player, great kid. I think when I'm better, I guess I'm a better skater than him. I think it comes with him being young. He has a lot of talent. He just needs to work on his skating, though, and maybe with the puck around the net, you know, scoring goals. He only has about 4 or 5 goals, but he does have a lot of assists. He's a great playmaker. So,
how much of his career, he follows you to Niagara, how much will you help him with stuff along the way? Because obviously as an older brother, you grew up playing together, and now being both at Niagara, if you notice something in his game like his skating is not as good as yours because of his youth, how much will you go out of your way to help him?
As much as he needs it. I mean, I've talked to him about things before. Whenever he needs help, he comes to me. I'll do whatever he wants because, you know, as long as one of us succeeds, even if both of us succeed, it's awesome. So I'll do whatever he needs.
What are the advantages and disadvantages to playing with your brother on the same team?
Big advantage is just, you know, having someone there if times are tough, having someone you know real well personally, you can always turn to him. He's a great kid to have around too. I mean, not just because we're brothers, he's a great friend, always in a good mood. Disadvantages is, I mean, I'd say there is a bit of competition. You know, growing up, he's a little brother, and, you know, sometimes if he has a little more success, it might get under my skin, but in the end, I'm going to be happy for him, and it's fun.
It says here you're a management major, 3.31 grade point average. Does what you learn in the classroom ever translate to on the ice?
Yeah, you need to, I'd say so. Yeah, you learn to control your emotions. I mean, you learn in the classroom things happen in life that, you know, they'll get under your skin. But and the same goes with hockey, and you just learn to control yourself and move forward. As
we watched a couple of highlights here of you against Bemidji State here, I wonder if you and Mark, when paired on the ice together, if it ever happens you're out there, do you find that you just have a connection that maybe other players don't? Yeah, I mean, we've played together for probably 3 or 4 games, and we do find we have a connection. You know, he always knows where I'm going to be. I know what he's going to do with the puck. I don't think we've only scored 2 or 3 goals together, but we do have a connection out there. Is that primarily because you're brothers, or is that primarily because you've played together so much? I mean, anyone that you've played that much hockey with, you might know his hockey sense, he might know yours. Yeah, I mean, we haven't played together our whole lives, but I've seen, you know, before I came to school, I've seen almost every hockey game he plays, and it's the same vice versa. He's seen every game I played, so we know how each other plays, and we know what each other's going to do. And finally, before we let you go and before we bring Mark in, what's one thing he wouldn't want anyone to know? I'd say one thing off the top of my head is when he was younger, he really liked sleeping in his crib, and I don't think he moved out of his crib. He wouldn't let my parents move him out until he was about 4 or 5 years old. 4 or 5 years old, huh? Yeah. And what were you doing at this time? Playing hockey. Playing hockey. And he's still in the crib?
Well, yeah. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Hopefully.
All right, well, younger brother Mark Zanette is up next on Sports Night Niagara. We'll get his side of the story. We'll hear about Paul from Mark, and then the two of them together in our Tim Hortons segment, which comes up to close the show. It's all coming up on Sports Night Niagara.